Hey guys, so this is gonna be my 33 and 34 week pregnancy vlog. I know I've been cramming 2 weeks into one video lately, but honestly it's just working out better for me that way because I have a lot of stuff go on, and then by the time I have time to film a video, it's already been 2 weeks, and so it just is easier for me if I just do it in one video. That car was really loud. I made notes. Look at that, y'all. I made notes, like real life notes. See him? See my lists have been my thing the past couple weeks. I think I'm just starting to freak out a little bit that I'm having a baby. Like, I know y'all are gonna be like, hey Keely, you've been having a baby the whole time. And like, in my head, I know that. Like, I know. But for some reason, it's just setting in now. Like, a real life human being is going to come out of me, and I'm not going to have just one human being. I'm going to have two that I'm responsible for. And that just makes me anxious. I've been making all the notes and all the lists and just trying to get organized because I'm just starting to freak out. 33 and 34 weeks have been not too bad. Kind of a lot of stuff is going on, so it's gonna take a lot of explanation, and I want you guys to hold on tight because it might be kind of confusing. You guys know that I got a new doctor. I switched to a new doctor at a better hospital that's a little bit farther away, but it's totally worth it to me. I saw this new doctor for the first time, and he right away offered to schedule me a C-section, which, as you guys know, I've been on the I want to have a VBAC train since I got pregnant. So I stopped him mid-sentence when he decided to offer me this scheduled C-section, and I said, hey, will you do a VBAC? And so we talked a little bit about my first C-section, and we talked a little bit about the pros and cons of a VBAC and the pros and cons of a scheduled C-section. He agreed that we could do a VBAC, that I could try. I just had to fill out all these forms, and that was that. However, now in my head, I just don't know anymore. I've been on this train about having a VBAC like the whole time, and now that it's actually coming down to it, and now that I actually have a doctor that's willing to do it, I don't know if I actually want to have a VBAC. The idea of giving birth vaginally, I don't really like that word, but that's the best way to describe it. I've been giving birth vaginally, the normal way that you do all that. It just sounds terrifying. And I know that sounds crazy because like women have been doing this for thousands of years, and I am an advocate of anything naturally related, like anything that goes naturally. And I breastfeed and I cloth diaper and I do all these things, and now suddenly I am faced with the option to actually have a VBAC, which I have been wanting the option to do, and now that I have it, I don't know if I want to do it. So I'm struggling. There are pros and cons to each side, and I know some of you won't feel like there are. I know some of you will be like, oh my god, you have to have a VBAC, or oh my god, that's stupid, why would you want to have a VBAC if you could have a C-section? And there's two ends to the spectrum, and I'm just sitting here in the middle going, I don't know. And everyone's asking me, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. If I go with a C-section, it will be scheduled, so I'll know what's going on. I'll know what to expect. I'll be able to remember everything better this time. They won't have to give me nearly as much medicine as they did with my emergency C-section. They won't take Callie away. They'll keep her there with me. I'll probably have the option to do skin to skin with her in the operating room while they sew me up. They offer a gentle C-section. They offer a family-centered C-section. It's a really great hospital, but obviously it's a C-section, and it is huge surgery, and it is major surgery, and it is scary because I just have this terrifying fear of bleeding out to death on the operating room table. Like, that just sounds terrible. So that stresses me out. I could have a VBAC, right? And it could go great. And my doctor gave me a 75 to 80% chance success rate, he said. We talked about everything, and he said, I'd give you about an 80% success rate. But I could still end up with an emergency C-section. And we don't really know why my C-section happened the first time. I don't really know if it was because of my body or because of the baby, or because of all the medical interventions, and most likely it was probably a mixture of all of that. So I don't know if I would end up in the same situation, and I don't want to have an emergency C-section. I would rather have a planned C-section than an emergency C-section. But I would rather have a natural labor, I guess, I think. I mean, that's the normal way to do things. So I just really don't know. I'm just really, really struggling with this. I mean, I'm a naturally oriented person. I really like for things to go naturally. Women have been giving birth vaginally for hundreds of years. So why am I having such a hard time with this? I've talked it over with Tim. I mean, I know it's ultimately my decision. I had him watch videos, YouTube videos of a scheduled C-section and an emergency C-section and a VBAC and a natural birth and all these different videos that we watched. I'm on board with whatever I want to do, but he says that he likes the idea of a scheduled C-section. I think he likes the idea of being able to plan for it, which I like too. I mean, I'm a planning freak. You guys see I make lots of lists, but I just don't know what to do. So if you have any experiences with any of this, I would love to hear about your experience. I would love to hear about your scheduled C-section and why you chose that, and if you were happy with that decision, or your VBAC and why you chose that, and if you were happy with that decision, or just anything, or what you want to do the next time and why. And I would just like to hear any sort of experience, because I am just lost. Like, I really just don't know what to do, and everyone just keeps asking me, Keely, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know how to find some sort of middle ground, and I don't know if I even want to try to go into labor naturally. I don't know. I really don't know. So, then during 34 weeks, I had my high-risk doctor's appointment, which is normal. I have one of those every 2 weeks just to measure the blood flow to the baby's brain to make sure that my antibodies from being Rh negative aren't attacking her. Normally, it's like the quickest doctor's appointment. They take up pictures and boom, boom, you're gone. But this time I actually spoke with the doctor for a little while because he was a little concerned. Normal for what they're measuring is a 1. I don't know what that actually means. I don't know what sort of scale that's on or what unit of measurement that is, but it's a 1. And so then concerning would be a 1.5. So 2 weeks ago when I went, I was a 1.01, which is just normal. And then this past time when I went, I was a 1.2, which is quite a jump, he said, within 2 weeks. So he was a little bit concerned about that, but it's obviously not to the concerning bit yet. If it does continue to go up at that kind of speedy rate, there will be some things that we'll have to discuss. And if I get up to a 1.5, there'll be 2 things. Either the baby will have to have a blood transfusion, which can be done by sticking a giant needle through my stomach. Yeah, if I'm far enough along, the baby will just be delivered. So I am going back in just a week this time instead of 2 weeks to see kind of where we're at. So that was not great news, obviously, but I mean, it's not terrible news because really nothing's going on just yet. I do have to make sure I'm monitoring her movements really well. He said that anemic babies will not move as much as regular babies. So I just have to make sure I'm monitoring that. That was all my doctor news. I know that was a lot. Thank you for bearing with me, and if you have any questions, let me know. With all that being said, as far as me personally, I'm just really tired. I feel like my first trimester tiredness is back. Like, I just want to sleep all the time, but I really can't get comfortable to sleep. So I'm basically just like laying in bed, like tossing and turning and waking up every 20 minutes to pee, and I hate it. And then my appetite has decreased quite a bit. I'm not really hungry all that much. There'll be certain days where I just eat like a little piglet, but I mostly am just never really that hungry.
You're always hungry.
Cadence thinks I'm always hungry, but I just don't feel like I have the appetite I did when I was pregnant with her. I have gained about 14 pounds now. The high-risk doctor has a fancier ultrasound, and so I trust what he says about the weight of the baby more than just my OB, but he says that the weight of the baby is about 4 pounds and 10 ounces at this point. So she's getting in there big, and I've only gained like 14 pounds, which is crazy. I mean, it's cool, but I also feel like I just don't have enough padding or something, you know, like I should have more like squish. That's pretty much it. The doctor's appointments were like the big thing. I chopped my hair off though, so as you guys can see. So sorry if I've been touching my hair a lot. I just don't know what it's doing with its life, you know. I just am not used to it just yet. So let me know if you guys like it. It kind of fell out today. I had it curled, but it kind of fell because of the humidity. it's humid here in Florida all the time. It's like 1,000 million degrees all the time, but I like it. Let me know what you guys think though. Give me a thumbs up if you like my hair. As always, if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love it if you would subscribe. If you're confused, check out the link down below and it will take you to a video to let you know a little bit about my life. And I will talk to you guys soon for another vlog. Stay tuned, I've got lots of really good stuff planned. Bye.